Hello everyone, welcome back to Planescape Torment.
Looks like the Dusty's
And
one of them
I'm gonna go sleep. That's what I'm gonna do. I have just learned some new spells. Probably want to get rid of Blood Bridge because it honestly just doesn't seem that great, to be honest. Ring question. Ring. Sleep. Sleep on. Alright. Lovely.
I'm gone.
Now what we want to do now, we want to sell a bunch of shit. I have lots of stuff in my inventory. Places we need to go, people to see. Where are we? Mop house. Much out here. Right, out. You're on. Name people here. Bolt. Man appears less dour and wary of passerby than the people around him. He moves with an upbeat gait, casually scanning the ground either side of him as he goes. As you approach him, he nods a friendly greeting. Greetings. Hello, Cutter. Say, you seen any deaders about? None nearby. Too bad, he shrugs. Had some questions, did you? Ask away then. What are you looking for? Debtors, of course. Don't you recognize the robes of a collector? He grabs a hold of the cloth and holds it up for your inspection. No. We know what collectors are. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. He nods. Sure as sigils round. Most collectors in the hive call Kip in Rag Pickers Square, and dump just north of here through the large gate. It's mostly run by Sharegrave's laddos, now since we fought most of Farrod's boys off. Sharegrave, that's a new name. Sharegrave, he's my boss. I never speak with him though. Never ever seen him too close like. Keeps to himself mostly, and runs things through a few underlings. You can find him in his case at Rag Pickers Square, but I'd stay away unless you got good reason to talk to him. He's a bit peery, as strange as he is. Where's the mortuary? Yeah, we know that, don't we? Journal I've lost. Okay.
Alright.
Please. Famous around here. See a man who's looking around at the buildings with some confusion. He looks lost and is mumbling to himself. Greetings! Man looks relieved at last. I beg your indulgence, good sir. I seem to have gotten turned around in this maze of streets. He chuckles uncomfortably. I'm afraid this area of the city is somewhat, he glances around apprehensively, unknown to me. The residents seem most unwilling to extend aid to a visitor. He looks at you hopefully. Could I prevail upon you to help me, perchance? Depends on what the kind of help you need. I seek the house of my Aunt Marguerite. She's reported to dwell in a house close to the mortuary, but the street layout seems to have changed since my last visit. You know the house which I speak. Truth, I'm afraid that I have never heard of such a place. Man frowns in disappointment. I suppose it would have been too much good fortune to hope that you would know of such a place. He nods slightly and thanks. Well, I thank you for your time, good sir. It is most welcome on the streets. You're about to turn away when you suddenly have a feeling that something is amiss. Vicious, you glance at the man again, just in time to see him withdrawing his hand from your purse. Can't be sure, but you think he might have taken something. Bait the man into pickpocketing you again and observe his technique. You engage the man in light conversation and secretly study his movements. The man seems to rely on two things. One, pretending to be a high-class citizen out of his element to lower the target's guard, and two, distracting the mark by having the victim point out directions. When the victim turns out to point at a street or a landmark, the man skims the mark's purse and tucks items into his conveniently long sleeves. Make a mental note of his technique, just as he makes another grab for your purse. Grab his hand. Come over here. Oh, here we go. If I can everyone's attacking me now. Give him the spell. That is no reputation. You see that guy, huh? I think there is. That man.
Alright.
What's able to talk to him just now?
Damn.
Dirty rat charm. Oh, nice. Drop. Dagger. Oh boy. Alright. Guy's trying to rob me and shit. Like, come on, man. Alright, Ma. First impression of Ma is that he needs a long bar, preferably away from any creature that has a sense of smell. You can almost see the stench waft from his body in sinister yellow tentacles. Jeez. Approaches towards you frantically in an effort to get you to come over and talk to him. Approach this person and hear what you have to say. He has to say. A look of excitement crosses his face as you approach. Thank you for your stopping. My name is Mar and I have a favour to ask you. Don't listen. Matter of life or death. I must deliver this earbox or it'd be me head for sure. Tis me bad luck that I twisted me leg something fierce. So will you help me out and deliver this earbox for me? Yeah. Mar slowly takes a small box from within the recesses of his ragged clothing. For the briefest of moments, you see a look of regret cross his face, then it is gone as he looks at you and hands you the box. A slight shimmer surrounds the box as both you and Ma touch it. A sigh of relief is heard as Ma releases the box into your care. What now? This be needing to be delivered to Kuatra, who can usually be found somewhere down in the southeastern section of the hive. Oh, and the less you try to say it, I didn't warn you. Whatever happens, don't open the box. And don't leave the hive with the box. Now be off with you.
Updated my journal.
Suspicious. A tad bit suspicious. Box? Ornate box. It appears to be a small wooden box. Intricate designs etched in gold adorn the box. At one time, this box would have been worthy enough to be displayed at any aristocrat's estate. However, years of neglect have taken their toll and appears to be falling apart. If not for the large ruby mounted to the front of the box, it would be worthless. Feelings of dread seem to emanate from the box. Yeah. Onto the flop house. Warrior. An aging man in soiled and tattered clothes frantically pacing in the corner. His shock of filthy white hair sticks out in every direction and his face, encrusted with dirt and streaks of dried blood, is covered with grey stubble. Every few seconds he stops pacing and flails about suddenly, muttering and cursing as if assaulted by some unseen foe. He does not seem to notice your approach. Greetings. Sound of your voice, the old loon rolls about to face you, his wide staring eyes bulging in their sockets. He regards you for a brief moment, then returns to his raving. No, no, no! It's not you. Hoo-hoo, but soon, yes, soon. Who are you talking to? The old man seems oblivious to your presence. Hoo-hoo-hoo, you'll come, yes, you'll come, and old Nestor will be waiting. Are you alright? No! Nestor's face turns beet red and his whole body shakes in protest. My fork! Can't leave without my fork! Hoo-hoo! Fork, fork, fork. Your fork? Fork? Fork, fork! Can't go home without my fork. Nessa's frenzy reaches a violent crescendo. Begins hopping up and down maniacally and then suddenly stops, lowers his head and runs headlong into a large wooden cupboard that stands against the back of the wall of the flop house. The force of the impact knocks the old man flat on his back. After a few seconds he stands back up, a dazed expression on his face. Gone, stolen, can't go home without my fork. Stolen? Who took it? Nestor stares at you for a long moment, then begins rummaging through the pockets of his filthy tunic. After a few seconds, he produces what appears to be a dismembered ear. Judging by the stench and colour of the ear, you'd wager that the old loon has been toting it around in his pocket for some time. You have my fork, don't you? Don't you? Hoo-hoo! He holds his ear close as if speaking to it. Bring back my fork. Maybe I can help you. Waiting. Hoo-hoo! He shakes the ear violently as he shouts into it. Until you bring it back, then I can go home. Right, I'll try to look for your fork.
Updated my journal. I'm gone.
Oh boy. See Arlo there. Oops. See a short balding man standing what serves as the foyer to the ramshackle flophouse. His bushy brows are furrowed in concentration as he picks at what appear to be scabs on his large bulbous. This game has the most disgusting descriptions of people. Man doesn't bother to look up. Instead, he continues to stare cross-eyed down at his nose. Yeah, what do you want? I had some questions. Blaine nice. She flashes you a sarcastic yellow to smile, and I'm sure you'll find your answers someday, but I've got what's me a business to run. Warrior. See the tall figure of a creature standing before you. The lower portion of its body resembles that of a goat. However, just a pair above its powerful forelegs, its shape takes on a more human appearance of a man's torso, arms, and head, all of which are covered in polished armor. The creature's eyes are closed and it appears to be sleeping. Greetings. Okay. It. Alright. Do here. Not yet, anyway.
I'm gone.
Who knows? Alright, let's go down here then.
Alright.
Alright, this is where we really hurt. I am merchant. Hit them. Alright, good. Hearing does anything. No problem selling it. Look, crap I've got healthy. It's really easy to make money. I don't know whether to hold on to that. I don't know whether to hold on to that thing or the like boom or not. I already was gonna. Well, there's a lot of bloody people talking. Time everyone. Or dwelling. Okay. Greetings. Okay. House.
Done.
Raskin. Fire of Esana. Raskin. Loud booming voice, Braskin asks, "What in the name of the abyss are you doing in my house? Leave now before I make you even more ugly than you already are."
I'm gone.
Marked on the map. That usually means it's
I'm gone.
place. I've dwelled. Greetings. Feel terrible. What happened? I'm not sure, but I think a bit of rest will do me good. Can you please leave me alone?
Alright.
Fine then. Compensation. Fire of Asana. Streams of tears have carved channels down this man's dust-covered face. Looks to be a monk or a holy man of some sort. The dirt covering his body makes it nearly impossible to see the man beneath. He's chanting and rolling his head back and forth. It looks like some sort of ritual. Greetings. The man stops his frenzied chanting and glares at you with his tear-rimmed eyes. He opens his parched mouth to speak. The awakened manages a withered croak. What's wrong? Why are you crying? His voice is so hoarse, it sounds like he has been without water for days. As you watch, a tear trickles down his face. I am a crier of Esanon.
Updated my journal.
Who is Esanon? The man throws back his head and gives a rasping laugh. It sounds brutal and defeated. Esanon. It is not a man, but a city. Why do you cry? You cry its name because Esanon must not be forgotten. All the cries of Esanon carry this burden. Born a city? Because its name is all that remains. Its avenues of light, its great spiraling parks. When it was laid waste and reduced to memory, only 70 of its people survived. It was our duty to see that its name was remembered across the plains. Many cries of Esanon have died for the sake of remembering. Many. Tears I shed, the dust that cloaks me. These things are as nothing compared to what awaits should I give up my sacred burden. I must see to it that its name is remembered. We are living memorials to its passage. That's so. What happens if you all die? A fresh tear springs to the crier's eye. Even his dust-caked face cannot disguise his look of despair. I do not know. The cries of Esanon cannot mourn it forever, even now. The dust clings to our robes, the spit dries in our mouths, our bodies wither and die. Is there any way I could help you? We're kind to ask, the crier shakes his head. Unless you can immortalize Esanon, there's no help to be had. Must it be immortalized by man? Stone? It's a stone that records a man's name, his life, and eulogy. If it serves a man, could it also serve a seed that has died? Stones may do such things? Yes, and their lifetime is much longer than a man's. If its name was carved on stone, would Esanon's memory be served? Yes, others would see the name.
Updated my journal.
Okay, so where the writing of the name comes in handy.
Done.
Other people's belongings. What is there's anything to do here?
I'm gone.
Breeden. Breeden's clear water. Foul-looking man is quick to notice he's caught your attention. In moments he's upon you, hawking his wares. Carries a long pole, wooden pole. Dozens of skinned and cooked rats dangle from it. As he speaks, he gestures to them with a broad, filth-encrusted hand, smiling a yellow, snaggletooth grin all the while. Oi, Cutter, how you doing there? What sort of delicious ratsies is he interested in this fine day? Examine the ratsies. Each rat has been skinned and gutted, their feet and tails removed. They dangle from the pole by hooks punched through their necks. As you examine the various manners in which they've been prepared, you realize their heads are slightly misshapen. The bulb is not a bone protruding from each cranium, covered in whorls that give it the appearance of brain tissue. Strange looking rats. Ah, you've got a keen eye there, Cutter. All I sell is brain vermin, I do. I'm sure you'll find they've got a much richer flavour than your usual rat. Quite nice, really. Offers them to you once more, waving the pole before your face enticingly. The rats sway to and fro, like tiny sides of beef. Brain vermin? Aye, Cutter, brain vermin. Foul creatures they are. Now, your normal rats, they just eat stored goods and multiply, spread disease and all that. A nuisance, really. No more. Your cranium rat, though, brain vermin, what I go after, they're just trouble. When you get more than a handful of the little pikers together, they start to get smart on you, sometimes real smart. Become more intelligent? Sure as I'm standing here before you, they do. If I ran across any more than 2 score of them, I'd flee from me case like that. He snaps to emphasize the point. I would. Get that many of them in a pack, why they get as smart as a man, they do. Go on. Here's my best advice for you, Cutter. If you're bent on catching brain vermin, stick to small packs, a dozen or so at most. But I'll tell you, he steps close, breath fetid in your face, and speaks in a hushed tone. You run into more than that, more than a couple dozen. You run like you're in the shadow of the lady. Backs away from you again. Why? What is there to fear? Sorcery, Cutter. Sorcery. You get enough of those little fiends in your space, they gain all sorts of odd powers. Make a basher's brain pour out his ears, they will. Downright frightening. Just wrong, I tell you. That's why Sigil's so easy to get rid of them. The bounty and all. Alright. What's going on here? On attack. Greetings. We're here to plunder the premises. The little man shrieks and jumps, startled. Clutching his heart, he takes a deep breath and pushes his spectacles up to his rash-ridden nose. Yes, what is it that I can do for you? He scratches his nose and looks up and down, studying your scars. I have little to nothing in the till, so if you come to plunder the premises, the locale is ill-chosen. I'm the respected Phineas T. Lord, the 39th, in charge of this hive branch of the Office for Vermin and Disease Control. It is my distinguished privilege, he scratches his chest and puffs up, inform you that we, in the bureaucratic sense of the word we, meaning to encompass the Sigil bureaucracy as a whole, are accepting bounties on all manner of vermin and strays that infest the... He scratches again. Fair streets of Sigil, hub of the multiverse, and the city which sits at the center of all things, the city which all other cities are measured.
Updated my journal.
Yes. We, in the bureaucratic sense of the word we, meaning to encompass the Sigil bureaucracy as a whole, are accepting tangible proof the eradication of brain vermin, aka cranium rats, from the hive area where they have clustered quite thickly for the past many years. As a recent census of the vermin population has shown, I am empowered by the Sigilian bureaucracy to pay a bounty of... He puffs up dramatically. 1 copper common per cranium rat delivered to my branch office. Wow, 1 copper. Cranium rats are a species of vermin that become more intelligent the more of them are in close proximity to each other. 1 cranium rat alone is but a nuisance that chews at boards and burrows into food, but 5, 10 or more, and their intelligence grows until it surpasses even the intelligence of one such as myself. Scratches then sniffs disdainfully. I imagine that 2 or 3 cranium rats might be enough to outwit you, sir. Cranium rats are in Sigil. More than enough to last a bounty bounty hunter a lifetime. Alright. How did someone as illustrious as you end up? Well, it is quite an epic tale, you see. I was born here in Sigil. God. Then I realized that I had somehow offended my colleagues, so I found myself promoted to this branch office and remained here for these past many years. He sighs and idly scratches his nose. That's really funny. Fell asleep halfway through the sentence. Rash of yours contagious. Excuse me. Okay.
Done.
Need a key. Locked. Junk. Alright, oh. Hi everybody. You all doing well today? How it?
The rock sings true. Done.
Oh, clock charms. I'll give it that.
Damn.
There he goes. Yes. Currency. Up here. It does turn into night. For some reason, I vaguely remember there was no, like, oh, this must be at the alley. Just does that forward. Man is looking at you with a strange bug-eyed stare. His eyes are huge. So huge they look ready to pop out of his sockets and roll across the cobblestones. He nods eagerly as you approach, bobbing his head like a bird. As you hear him, you suddenly notice the smell of urine and feces surrounding him. I guess that's called. Man sniffles, wiping his nose on his sleeve, and opens his mouth to reveal blackened, rotted gums. Stories for coin, Syrah. His brief breath. Breath reeks. It smells like this man has been keeping rotten meat stored inside his mouth. Stories for coin? Who are you? Man snorts, thick with phlegm. Names, names, who you are. Head does a slight twitch every time he repeats himself. Names, dangerous, dangerous. Glances at the ground and stirs the dirt with his foot. Dangerous? Knowing a name or being stuck with one, both's a mess of trouble. He looks back up at you. My name's a given name, not one asked for. Reek wind. Once again, you become conscious of his reeking breath and the smell of urine and feces that surrounds him. A given name. A given name. Appropriate name. Not my true name. True name? Reekwind mumbles on, his head twitching every time he says name. A true name's a dangerous thing, gives others power. He stares at you with his huge eyes and wags his finger. Keep your name secret. Keep it close. Never let it out. What do you mean? Names are like smells. Things can track you with them. Reekwind coughs, his eyes almost popping out of his skull as he does so. His cough seems to loosen his bowels, for he breaks wind loudly, as if to accentuate his point. Alright. Someone knows a true name, it gives them power. He licks his lips, the power to hurt. I don't know my true name.
Updated my journal.
Rickman's eyes widen, seeing his eyeballs bulge even larger makes you uneasy. Then you are blessed. Blessed. Remain nameless, and you shall be as a spirit on the plains, untraceable, untrackable, unseen, undiscovered. Smacks his gums wetly. Name chosen, a name given. It allows others to find you and hurt you. You been hurt? Reekwind gives a twitching nod and scratches himself. Let my name slip once, only once, only once. His eyes film over as if the memory is painful. Then glances at you uneasily. Tell you the story I can. I will, but 3 coppers must I see. His face splits into a smile as he says the words coppers, and his reeking breath hits you like a hammer. Very well. Reekwind gets in the stance, looks left, looks right, then faces you. Face clenches, and with a grunt, he breaks wind again. The smell nearly levels you, but he takes no notice. First eye! Walk the wards in splendor. Stands up stiffly, nose high in the air. He saunters back and forth, nodding to invisible passers-by.
Updated my journal.
Reekwind freezes, his arms akimbo, cross paths with a crossed one. He had the looking of a pumpkin, he seethes, curses. Reekwind then thrusts his belly out so as to appear fat, slicks back his hair with his filthy palms so he looks almost bald and begins drumming his fingers on his fat belly. Then walks about, circling the spot where his stuffy upper-class persona used to be. All a jumble with curses this one was, with a sneer and a careless gesture. Reekwind tosses an invisible curse at the stuffy persona. Listen. Knew my name, let it slip I had all it took it all. He stiffens up again, inhaling deeply and resuming his upper-class persona. Persona suddenly crumples, and Requin breaks wind violently then exhales, filling the air of his foul, reeking breath. Cursed with stenches, smells, excrement. Came here to tell tales, and all good for now. Now Requin is the name, given name, given name. Alright.
Come on in,
Radek.
Basher. We have the best blades in town.
See a huge man watching the area with a tight-lipped frown. You Craddock, mayhap, he says your face as if trying to recall you. If I am, what be it to ye? I come with a message from Bane the Sender. The message states this shipment must be cursed by the third day or there will be a penalty. By the hells, can they be such fools that they think we can miracle it here? Alright then, your message has found its way to its right ears for all the good it will do. What's the problem? Look around ye. Craddock nods at the labourers in the marketplace and scowls. These laggards and half-wits can barely keep up with the load as it stands, and now it needs doing in half the time. Need any help? I'll tell you what I need. All my men to show up for work. Eli has gone missing since this morn, and I need him back now. Go. That hybrid goat is probably passed out on the street somewhere by the smouldering corpse where he should be here helping us. Worthless sod. Go find him. Or you could ye? Craddock squints at you. And now would you want to do that? You need the help, don't you? Craddock is silent for a moment, then nods. Aye. You find Eli, you tell him to drag his worthless bum-ridden hide here. I'll pay you for your trouble. He frowns. When you found him. Now get.
Updated my journal.
Awesome. Reckon so. Like, go, lady. Hold on. Yes. Hardly worth bloody sell on. Poor quality mace. I really played this game as a fighter. Okay. Ashby.
I told you I'm tapped out.
He a dustman in long black robes and a pale face. Unlike the dustman you saw in the mortuary, however, this man looks confused and he is glancing about as if looking for something. When he spots you, he raises his hand to attract your attention. Greetings. This man seems relieved that you are speaking to him. He bows slightly. Thank you for hearing me, traveler. I am known as Ashman, or one of the dustman sect. I was wondering if you could direct me. I don't know the area very well. I'm looking for a certain establishment. Bar. Those are my sect frequent. Do you know of such a place? Oh, the Dustman Bar. Yes. Thank you very much, traveler. I appreciate your kindness. People of the Hive are rarely helpful in such matters. Tell me about it. Hey, can I ask you some questions? No. You don't know where you might find such a thing. I mourn its loss. Really? I thought Dustman didn't value possessions. Man shrugs slightly. I'm not without sympathy for your loss. There are many things of value in one's life. What use for Dustman? This man blinks. Well, I'm not a common Dustman. Gathering that. Who are you? Man nods, a little uncomfortably. Why, I am Ashman, or one of the Ninth Circle. Suddenly tenses up. I don't have time to debate the practices of and rankings of Dustman, said you. If you'll excuse me. Are you real? Get him!
Die.
Something. It's his baby. Alright,
Told you I'm tapped out. Come on, load it, please.
Matra.
All right.
I heard the name. Ah, dear. Can't you just leave me alone?
Did you see that?
There.
Damn it.
Damn.
Guys here. No. Going to eat.
All right.
Go There's something you need. I was told to deliver this box to you. Why didn't you say so in the first place? Let's see what you got for me. I'm sure it'll need to be inventoried. As you hold out the box from the take, Kuacha's expression turns from one interest to that of intense horror. No, please, get it away from me. I said, get back, death, evil, had to dupe Ma, couldn't take it anymore. Please, take the Braskin. Lives southwest high of me. No, apparently the side of the box is too much for him as he runs screaming from the building.
Updated my journal.
Bye. I don't know what I've done, but really bad.
All right.
Here we go. Raskin, wasn't that the end?
All right.
Exactly who it was. Alright, Braskin. So I'll deliver this box into your care. Well, why don't you say so? Hand it over and you can be on your way. As you present the box to Braskin, his expression changes from one of anticipation to that of amusement. Whoa there, won't fall for that trick a second time. Put that thing away and leave. I don't understand. Why would anyone take this box? First Kuatra and now you. Say Kuatra? Braskin lets out a great bellow of laughter. Why, that's the fellow who bought the box off me. Thought he got the best of me when he bought it. I guess he figured the gem alone was worth more than the price he paid me. Poor fellow didn't realize what he'd gotten himself into until it was too late. What's so horrible about the box? You mean you really don't know anything about the box you're holding? Well, I guess it won't hurt to tell you what I know. First off, so you don't get any idea in your head, the curse on that box only affects the current owner of the box. And be the owner of the box, you have to willingly take possession of it. Here goes the idea of just leaving the box for somewhere else to find. So what's in the box? That's a good question. That box has been around the hive since anyone can remember. There are many rumors flying about. As you can imagine, over time the truth has been warped a little bit further with each retelling of the story. One, I've heard many a story of the box. They all seem to have a recurring theme. The name given to that foul thing is Morador's box, and the owner of the box will die should he or anyone else open it. As to the contents, who knows? Some say it's an ancient dragon, while others say it's the evil soul of Morador himself. I cannot tell for sure, but just by looking at any soul can tell it's something evil. One who would have to be a fool to open it. I'll suggest you go see Shalandra. She lives in the northeastern region of the hive. It was from her that I won the box. Who knows, maybe she'll have more knowledge of what to do with it, or find some other clueless bird to take it off your hands. It's up to you.
Updated my journal.
Okay. Sandra, everything's coming together.
Done.
I feel like I should be going in there too, but I don't know. Anyway, I mean that'll wrap it up for now. So thank you guys for watching, and join me next time where I'll see what's happening with the box. Complete some other quests as well. I'm not exactly sure what the progression of this game is like. I'm not sure if I should be leaving these quests for later or if I should be doing them all now, but I don't know. I'm going my own path, you know? So, you know, screw it. Let's do it our own way. Join me next time, won't you? Bye!